violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. So as you can see, this is at Chase Bank, and we have a gender ambiguous super gremlin who is jumping over the counter because she felt like they did her dirty. This was in Beaufort, Georgia, and Beaufort, it really was never like this, okay? Look at this woman right here on the left. She's just watching in amazement, okay? Like, Beaufort really never used to get on demon time like that. And I know this could have went way different, and I'm glad that it didn't. It's like the white dude's calling the police right now. It could have been way different. But it's just out of control, man. At this point, y'all done unleashed a whole new type of super gremlin, and a lot of folks, they feel like there are not going to be any repercussions for what they do. Honestly, that's the real deal. That's why you got somebody who is so bold in jumping over a bank teller. He said stop. She said stop, or they said stop playing with me. I never disrespected you. Wow. That's crazy. You just disrespected the whole company by jumping over the desk. Like, what are you doing? That is different. She finna take, or they finna take it real street.
What? You gonna fucking help me?
Uh-oh. He fighting back. He fighting back. And honestly, you know, that he probably would have got fired if he really KO'd her on some. He probably would have got fired. But she's just looking for a fight at this point.
Oh, hell no. Bro, but I'm telling you that I have your money, look. Wow. You see this?
The money's gone, baby. It went towards your overdraft fees. You were in the red. You tried to put some money in. You took that L. You took that L. And he's just amazed that she's so bold. Luckily, she didn't have a strap on her.
Yeah. I mean, look at over there.
I was gonna leave. I'm sure as shit glad I didn't though.
You hear the glider? Man, this is embarrassing, honestly. Just filming her.
Glad I didn't.
Alright.
She probably going to the back. Wow, this is crazy. You heard her.
Police have responded to an increasing number of shootings at apartment and condo complexes. Police report more than 700 shootings in the city last year. Now city leaders want to meet with housing managers to see if there may be ways to improve security. Fox 5's Morse Diggs is live in Atlanta, Northeast Atlanta right now with details. And Morse, this effort is not solely looking at low-income communities.
No, not at all. From the Cleveland Avenue area where a police officer was shot earlier this week to Midtown to here in Buckhead, there have been problems all over. Councilman Michael Bond is asking condo and apartment management to work with city leaders to try and improve security. Police on Monday raced to a Southside Atlanta apartment.
I heard like maybe 40 shots, like pow, 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 like
40 shots. Dang. They aired the block out with that one. Woo.
it was coming from 2 guns.
A police investigation ended with a veteran officer taking shots. He survived. In another part of Atlanta, a triple shooting at another multifamily complex. It happened January 18th. At City Hall, leaders see a link between multifamily housing and security dangers.
Uh-oh. So who's more likely to live in these multifamily housings? Could this be discriminatory? What are they going to do? Anything that they're going to do is going to be depicted as discriminatory. Even if the Super Gremlins keep shooting up these apartment complexes. And it's not funny. It's not. But it's like, what do you expect at this point? What do you expect?
We want to meet with those who are in the multifamily space to see what recommendations that we can come up with to improve security.
And what accommodations should be in place for all residents?
That there is lighting, that there is adequate security camera coverage. You know, then some of these are gated communities, have gates, that the gates are working, that they're functioning.
The councilman says too many times the bad actors are not even supposed to be at the complex.
Management will claim that they didn't know the individual was there or didn't have them on the roster of individuals who are leasing that space. And so we want to make sure that all of those details are covered.
We got this statement from Jim Fowler of the Atlanta Apartment Association. The association is committed to promoting public safety in our communities as crime continues to rise across the city. We're actively working with members of the Atlanta City Council and partners like the Atlanta Police Foundation to develop and implement crime prevention programming in apartment communities in Atlanta.
Just put more officers out there. Simple. But they can't say that directly because they'll get pushback. Y'all putting officers in the community. Why they got so many police officers in the community? They preying on us. That's what I mean. You can't fix this solution because what it takes, or you can't fix this problem because the solution takes the community taking accountability. And I just don't think that they're going to be able to get that off. Like, they could put security guards and whatever. If the security guards are not armed, you're going to have a lot of shot up security guards, or they just going to be running away.
In addition, we are hopeful that as the pandemic eases, legal remedies to address and remove criminal activity from apartment communities will also return. I know some of you watching right now, you haven't lived in an apartment in a long, long time, but you may have family.
Police have.
What he said is actually wrong, and sorry I skipped over the video, but most people are renting nowadays. So I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe the viewers. But most people are renting nowadays.
Responded to an
program address and remove criminal activity from apartment communities will also return. I know some of you watching right now, you haven't lived in an apartment in a long, long time, but you may have family members who do. And think about it. Those family members, chances are, they're living next to strangers. They don't know who else is on the floor. From Buckhead, I'm Morse Diggs, Fox 5 News.
They don't know that the Super Gremlins are on demon time right above them.
The 2 young children are still reeling from the murders of their mother and her boyfriend inside their Southwest Atlanta home. Now, months later, there are still a lot of questions about who pulled the trigger and why.
Fox 5's Brian Hill spoke with the children's aunt, who believes these murders were personal.
Atlanta police found Centeria Phillips and her boyfriend's bodies inside their apartment back on December 18th. Alanda Pritchett tells me her sister was planning to go Christmas shopping that morning for her 2 kids, a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old.
She felt safe back there. It was a gated community. She felt safe.
It was just after.
What did we say about these apartment complexes, multifamily units? I mean, they're getting torched right now in Atlanta.
7 that December morning when someone called 911 to the Columbia Peoplestown Apartments on Tuskegee Street. Inside one of the units, Atlanta police found Alanda Pritchett's sister, Centeria Phillips, and her boyfriend, Stanley Pratt, dead.
I can't even think of who would do something to hurt her. She didn't have any enemies. We talked about a lot. She didn't seem to have a problem with anyone.
And you really don't have to have enemies in the community. It's just like one thing, like maybe somebody was parking in her parking spot. You know, these apartments got combined or assigned parking spots. So maybe somebody parked in her spot. She said, hey, you know, don't be in my spot, whatever. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be like a designated, oh, she got ops or she beefing her or something like that. In the community, if you even tried to correct one of these little super gremlins' bad behavior, they're going to be gunning for you.
The shooting happened in southeast Atlanta near Hill Street. Investigators say there was no sign of forced entry.
It had to be somebody that she knew. You know, what stranger would go in someone's house 7 o'clock in the morning to ambush them the way that they did? It was personal.
Pritchett tells me her niece and nephew were inside the apartment at the time. Loved ones say one of the kids saw the killer.
They're traumatized. They're hurt. They want answers too.
Pritchett tells me APD has surveillance video that shows Pratt outside the apartment smoking a cigarette before the shooting.
Wow. And if those kids would have been seen by the super gremlin, he might have took them out too.
And I'm sure whoever the suspect is saw him smoking a cigarette, waited till he went inside.
Now, I did ask investigators about potential video, but the department says they have nothing new to release at this time.
If there's somebody got their face covered and I know them, I'm still going to know them with their face covered. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Them Pooh Shiesty masks are pretty effective, especially on camera. So you're going to have to get a super enhanced picture because them Pooh Shiesty masks be working.
Just let us see.
As the weeks and months go by, Phil's family tells me they're concerned that they'll never find out what truly happened here as the sun was rising that December morning.
But I don't want this to turn into a cold case.
If you know anything about this situation, take action and call Atlanta Police. Outside Atlanta Police Headquarters, Brian Hill, Fox 5 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.